Well, Bitcoin is enjoying its time in the sun again this week as shares pushed higher amid a flurry of U.S. applications to start ETFs investing in the token's spot market.
The timing of BlackRock's filing, I think, was certainly surprising given the current regulatory backdrop in crypto. Clearly, BlackRock filing for an ETF is noteworthy. It's going to attract attention because we're talking about the world's largest asset manager.
Still about 50% below its all-time high of 69,000. But this filing on the part of BlackRock for a spot Bitcoin ETF really just lit a fire under Bitcoin, seemingly.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Adding to the flurry of events in the crypto industry, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, filed for a Bitcoin ETF last month. Many investors are now wondering, is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF a game changer, and how will it affect Bitcoin prices? In today's video, Raoul Pal has shared his insights on the BlackRock's ETF impact on Bitcoin and the crypto market and regulation. To know more details, stay tuned until the end of the video. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest crypto insights, the markets, and the economy, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. Okay, are you ready? Let's get into it.
I think it was a strategic move by Gensler. I think he, as I said, is under political pressure, and he needs to throw a bone to Congress and everybody else to say, I'm not just being objectionable. You know, I am going to allow innovation, but only Bitcoin and only with a massive financial institution. So he's throwing Wall Street a bone, which is this point you're raising about where Larry Fink is in the pecking order. He's throwing Wall Street a bone, and he's politically trying to cover his arse. So, yes, I think there's been a secret nod, which is, Larry, if you want to do this, we'd support it. And I'm guessing that a few others have been given the nod, and it's very difficult then not to allow the other Bitcoin ETFs. So net, it's a positive thing.
BlackRock joins a long list of spot Bitcoin ETF applicants in the United States, but none have been approved so far. This would be a first of its kind if approved by the SEC. The move comes at a time when the global cryptocurrency industry has been caught in the crosshairs of the US securities regulator on alleged violations of securities laws. Earlier this month, the regulator sued major exchanges, Coinbase and Binance, in high-profile lawsuits that reverberated through the digital assets industry. All in all, this development can be seen as a positive outcome. Let's get into the next clip to know more details.
DXY, I think the reason gold did so well, yes, it did. The reason gold did so well back in when that ETF was launched was the dollar was collapsing. Okay, the gold is kind of inverse of the dollar. So yes, therefore the market will obviously invest in a product like that. So it's really a matter of price. Institutions, RIAs, investment advisors won't buy it if the price is not good. It's not like, oh my God, we can now buy Bitcoin. But if the price is going up like it is now, yes, it'll bring much more capital into the space. So all of these guys are sheep. Pretty much everybody in the financial markets are sheep. They're all momentum traders. So if we've got momentum, if the dollar is weakening a bit, and if the BlackRock ETF then comes out, yeah, that's going to attract a lot of capital. If it was 3 months ago and they launched it, it would have attracted nothing. Because, you know, you've seen that with GBTC. The discount is a function of the lack of flows coming into that. And it's just been widening and widening and widening because there's no flow coming into it. As long as the ETF doesn't trade like a closed-end fund, you're okay. Because it's the discounts and premiums to NAV that's the real problem for people. And also, an ETF, for most people, is more like an equity, while the GBTC is more like a fund.
Okay.
So they just want to see whatever it is on their screen, trade it as a normal stock. People are lazy. I mean, people just generally are lazy, and people will generally follow momentum. So if you make it easy and momentum's rising, it's going to work without question. And BlackRock have the Aladdin system, which is, you know, their kind of major system for all of the products and everything else. That is used by a lot of RIAs, a lot of capital allocators. So once you've got the product on that, okay, that's pretty useful for people as well. So we will see, it's just the access that I can do it via BlackRock. It's kind of, it means it's sanctioned by the state and everything's okay. I mean, that takes a lot of uncertainty out of Bitcoin, right?
Most people in the markets follow the crowd. So, if the dollar is weak and the BlackRock ETF is out, it'll draw a lot of money. Raoul Pal also highlighted that if the ETF had come out 3 months ago, no one would have cared, as we saw with GBTC losing money. Having the ETF through BlackRock also makes it more legit, as it means the government is okay with it. This lowers the risk around Bitcoin. WisdomTree and Invesco have also filed applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US following BlackRock's move on June 15th. You see, the Bitcoin price crossed 30k after reports that BlackRock had filed an application with the SEC for a Bitcoin ETF. Overall, Bitcoin is up over 80% since opening at $16,547 at the start of 2023, but it's still well below its all-time high of $68,789 set in November of 2021. So, are you interested in knowing what's going on in the crypto market? Let's get into the next clip to hear Raoul Pal's viewpoint, and of course, be sure to give a big thumbs up to this video.
If you take your emotions out of what you want the space to be, and you want the new up-and-coming people, Bitwise, because I like Hunter and stuff like that, but you're right. If I want the space to attract capital and get larger global recognition, BlackRock is exactly the right person to do it. Well, the emotions come in that BlackRock is at the epicenter of the global financial system. It's like Goldman Sachs launching an ETF on Bitcoin. And people want to wrestle this away from the existing incumbents, and I think rightly so. I mean, the whole reason for this space is to create a parallel financial system. And what they're trying to do is bring it in just as a regular asset into the system. And I can understand why, at an emotional level, I don't really like BlackRock doing this. But for a bags level and for an adoption level of the space overall, yes, it helps.
But I don't understand
the narrative of changing the system. Although I do think there's probably a lot of institutional interest in ETH, and I've talked about this before, because of the yielding properties of it, and because the narrative is not so much about here's a new global money, we're going to fight the system. It's like, here's a technology, you can use it. So that's much easier for most investment committees at institutional level to agree with, and to have an asset, a long duration asset that has a 5% yield. People like that. But I don't think that the US is even close to allowing ETH yet. And, knowing how these people work is, even if they did, they wouldn't give you the yield. So BlackRock would take the yield from you and you just get the price appreciation. It becomes a very attractive product for them to do something like that, because they get kind of implied 5%. It's what they do with stock borrow in other ETFs.
According to Raoul Pal, BlackRock is the best choice to make the space grow and get noticed, if we don't let our feelings get in the way. Some people might not like BlackRock because it's a big part of the global financial system, like Goldman Sachs with a Bitcoin ETF. Some people want to take over the space from the old players, and that makes sense. The whole point of this space is to make a new financial system, but by making it a normal asset in the old system, it might not change things as much as we want. But if we're realistic and we want more people to join the space, BlackRock can help with that. Regardless of the timing, if BlackRock successfully enters the Bitcoin market, it has the potential to serve as a catalyst for a Bitcoin boom. But what about you guys? Do you agree with that point of view? Is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF a game changer for the crypto market? Can Bitcoin prices stay above 30k? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates on crypto and the economy. Also, be sure to give a big thumbs up to this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Adios.